Hi guys, my name is Joanne, the career coach. Welcome to yet another podcast episode. Today I'm joined by one of my usual suspects. And we are so excited to be discussing this topic today about how you stand out as a job applicant. We send many applications. Sometimes, we get regrets. Sometimes we get good feedback. Sometimes we go for interviews and we become successful or not. So how do you ensure that you stand out throughout the job application process? From the time when you are sending your CV to the time when you're going for an interview and even before landing an offer, how do you stand out to significantly increase the chances that you land jobs? And we've divided this discussion into three parts. So let's start with how you stand out as far as your CV, LinkedIn profile and cover letter are concerned.
Okay, so for the CV, LinkedIn and cover letter, you want to demonstrate some certain traits that will make you stand out from other applicants.
Right.
So the first trait you can demonstrate is leadership. So in leadership, you should demonstrate it in such a way that you step up and take charge when you are delegated tasks.
Right.
So in the cover letter, you can use language that demonstrates initiative, and you can highlight your guidance, the guidance you impacted to your previous work.
Right. Let's unpack that a little bit, because I actually like that you said leadership, because then sometimes many job applicants would put more emphasis on the technical skills, and I think what we are saying is that even other softer skills are really important to demonstrate, because then you could be very good with your technical skills and maybe the position requires leadership. So if you're not able to demonstrate that, then you'll just become like everyone else who has very good technical skills.
So as I said, in the cover letter, you should use language that demonstrates initiative.
Right.
And you should also highlight how your guidance impacted the work that you did previously.
Right.
In the CV, your summary, the strengths section, and your key contributions should all speak to your ability to manage a team and inspire efficiency and effectiveness in the work that you do.
Right. And just to add something, so with the clients that I have worked and interacted with, I know this is something that most of them really struggle to demonstrate on paper. And one of the things that we are saying is, if you are able to effectively demonstrate your ability to lead a team, then it means your application stands out from a pool of many other applicants. And I think we're going to talk about how now you demonstrate that leadership during an interview, but we're going to get to that.
So on the list of soft skills that you should demonstrate to stand out from a pool of applicants, the other one is teamwork.
Right.
So for teamwork, you should demonstrate from the word go that you are a person who is able to work effectively within a team. So in demonstrating that in the CV and the cover letter, you should use words that highlight how you have impacted the team, the teams that you've led, and even how you have interacted with the team members, such that the recruiter or the hiring manager can see that this person is able to work well in a team.
Right. And some of the words that you can use to demonstrate teamwork are words like you are you're someone who is adaptable, you're someone who is coachable, you're someone who has team spirit, and you can use these words throughout the summary section of your CV, as Ken is saying, your cover letter, and also your LinkedIn profile.
The other soft skill that is really crucial for you to stand out amongst a pool of applicants is the communication skills.
Right.
So for the communication skills, you can demonstrate that by saying how effectively you communicated the deliverables of the work that you're doing to your boss, or how effectively you communicate all the information that comes from the management to your team members.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, they're going to see if you're a good communicator by even how you have written your CV.
Yes.
If you're very good at presenting your CV in a way that someone else can read and is able to understand what your value proposition is, it means then you have very good written communication skills.
Yes.
Right.
On to the next bit. Apart from demonstrating your soft skills, you should also demonstrate your competencies, or what we term the hard skills.
Right.
So in demonstrating your competencies, obviously, every applicant who is applying for a particular job has some competency, has all the competencies that are required in that job if you're applying for that job.
Yeah.
So in order for you to stand out, you should make them clear and concise, and they should be written in a manner that
stands out. So basically, actually, it's what we do on the modern CV.
Yes.
We have a section where we highlight the industry expertise. We have a section where we highlight, like what your technical skills are. And then on the ATS CV, sometimes, we could put those technical skills right below someone's name.
Yes.
So it's the first thing that the recruiter sees when they look at your CV. And actually also on your LinkedIn profile, you want to ensure that those technical skills are screaming on the about section, and even on your headline, so that someone can be able to pick. Like if you go to my LinkedIn profile, I say I'm a career coach. What I highlight is expert CV writer, LinkedIn profile writer. I do something like interview prep and career coaching, but what I highlight is CV writing and LinkedIn profile. So you want to highlight the technical skills that you want someone who comes to your profile to see at the first thing they see when they come to your either LinkedIn profile, cover letter, or CV.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then apart from the competencies and the soft skills, we also have the interviewing skills.
Right.
Yeah. So for the interviewing skills, you can demonstrate all the soft skills and the technical skills during the interview process.
Right.
So the first bit, you can speak confidently about your achievements and mirror the body language of the interviewer so that you can demonstrate your leadership expertise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have anything to add on to that.
So when you go for an interview, there are certain things that you want to do to ensure that you stand out. And some of the things that you want to first consider is, what are some technical and soft skills that you want to demonstrate during the interview? And of course, the softer skills that you are saying that you want to be able to demonstrate during an interview are leadership, teamwork. Are you someone who is dependable? Are you someone who is coachable? Are you someone who is adaptable? Are you versatile? Are you someone who has tenacity? COVID hit very hard, and one of the skills that most recruiters said they're looking out for in candidates between 2020 and now is someone who is adaptable, because then COVID forced all of us to be to stand differently. So are you someone who can be able to adapt quickly? So you want to be able to give examples that demonstrate all these softer skills, because it's one thing to say that I'm a good leader, yes, but it's a totally different thing to be able to demonstrate that during an interview. Yes. And what I normally advise is, so during an interview, when you're answering the questions, try and answer the question using the bar method or the star method. So bar is BAR. So you give some background, you give the action that you took, and you give the results. So when you're talking during an interview, you always want to use I, because then you want the other person to know your own direct contribution to that leadership. Yes. So when you think about leadership, think about a time when you stepped up as a leader, and what did you do? So you give some background about that situation and how you stepped up, and what was the results. Like, what did you do? Did you bring people together towards a common vision? Did you motivate your team? Did you lead a change management? Did you come up with a new way of doing things and trained other people to be able to do it? And so you are able to clearly demonstrate your leadership and what you did. It's also very important, like, for example, when you're trying to demonstrate leadership, think about what is your leadership style. And what I normally advise is think about when you think about leaders, which leader stands out to you and why. So like now, for example, I'd say someone like Michelle Obama, for example. What is it about Michelle that makes her stand out for me? And when you talk about now your leadership style, think about this person that you admire. How do they lead? Are they leading by example? What are, like what are some of their values and what are some of the things they've done? And so when you think about someone, a leader that you admire, it's very easy to answer that question. And I can guarantee you, how you answer the leadership question is going to be make or break during an interview, because there are many people who are very good with the technical skills, but they're not able to lead a team. Teamwork also is very important. There are people who work very well alone, and there are people who can work very well in a team. Most of the time, most employers are looking out for people who can work well within a team. Yeah. So you want to be able to demonstrate how you are able to work within a team. Like maybe someone was struggling with a certain project and you help them, and you can give the background, the action that you took, and the results. So I can guarantee you, if you answer the questions in terms of background, action, and results, you're going to stand out during the interview. And the second thing is, every time you are demonstrating an ability, be it even a technical skill, that you're giving a specific example of a certain task that you did that demonstrates that particular ability. So like now, for example, you are a marketing associate, for example. What marketing campaigns did you come up with? And what was your direct contribution? Sometimes I see candidates using, we did this, we did that. So it's very hard to know, okay, all of you guys did that, but what was your exact contribution that can demonstrate your ability to perform a particular task? So that you think about specific examples of work that you did that can demonstrate your abilities is also going to make you stand out. And the third thing is, you have to read and internalize the job description through and through. Because then they're not going to ask you anything outside of the job description. Yeah. All the questions are going to revolve around the JD. So if you're able to understand the job description, and you're able to also think about specific examples during the course of your work experience that can demonstrate your ability to perform those tasks that are written in the job description, this is going to make you stand out, so that then even when you're answering the question, you are skewing it very much towards that job description, because then you're telling the interviewers what they want to hear. And the last thing that would make you stand out during an interview is, you want to research the company. It's going to be very unfortunate if you go for an interview and you don't know what this company does. It's an oil and gas company and you're thinking it's a pharmaceutical. They're going to ask you questions about the company. Who are they? What is their value? What are some of the challenges that they've encountered? And this information you can get very easily. You can go on LinkedIn, look at people who work there, and maybe they're your friends or you went to school with them, and you can reach out to them to find out what is the value of this organization, what's the culture like, and it's going to really help you prepare for this interview and help you stand out during the interview.
Great. So I agree with all the points that you've said. And also the issue about researching about the company and also reading the job description can also be applied in the cover letter and the CV. Right. Just make sure you tailor the CV and the cover letter.
That's so important,
Yeah, tailor the CV and the cover letter towards that specific job that you're applying to, such that you increase your chances of getting the interview. And once you go to the interview, you stand out amidst the crowd of applicants by demonstrating that you know what the company is looking for.
Right. And there's something that I think we forgot when you're talking about standing out in your documents: the CV, the cover letter, and the LinkedIn profile.
Yes.
And even just the way the CV looks. The aesthetics can really make you stand out, because then maybe most people would use an ATS CV. Let's say even like 70% of applicants usually use an ATS, and I say that because like I've sat on the other side as a recruiter. So you see how if you're applying for a job with a fresh, crisp CV, and sending it to an email address, that CV automatically stands out. So even just the way the CV looks like would really make you stand out. And we're talking about the CV, the LinkedIn profile, and also the cover letter. That those documents look very good.
To sum it up, there are a lot of things that you have to make sure that you have in order to stand out amongst a pool of many competitors, because amongst a pool of many applicants, because as you know, the job market is really competitive.
Right.
So the number one thing that I can say you need to have is a well revamped LinkedIn profile.
Right.
So the LinkedIn profile should communicate how your passions align to what you are doing currently and how you have provided value to your past employer and how you are going to provide value to your next employer.
Right.
So in highlighting this, you can highlight that in your summary section. And also your LinkedIn profile should have a professional photo.
Right.
Then the background the background image should be good to
even look at. Because those two things, the profile photo and the cover photo, is the first thing that someone sees when they look at your LinkedIn profile. Also the headline, right?
The headline should be detailed, and it should actually say what you're doing. Let's say for instance, you can write in your headline, you're an expert CV writer, a career coach, you revamp profiles, such that when a person searches for someone who does that job that you do, you'll rank first in the searches.
Right.
And then under each job that you held, you want to make sure that you have explained how you contributed to that job clearly and concisely.
Right.
And then you have to make sure that you put as much details as possible, because on LinkedIn there's no limitation for space.
Exactly, not like the CVs that they have to be brief. You can go all out on LinkedIn.
So make sure you state all the key contributions that you delivered in every job that you held.
Right.
Then for the technical skills and the soft skills, make sure you list them all. And also, if you can get endorsements, that would be a plus for you, because skills which are endorsed are actually welcome. And then another thing, you can take these certifications which earn you badges on LinkedIn. And the badges you can put them on your featured section in such a way that when a person scrolls through your LinkedIn, he sees that this person has a LinkedIn certified badge for a skill in, let's say, structural design. So I think for the LinkedIn, I've captured almost all the parts which can make you stand out amongst a crowd of applicants.
Let me just add one of the things that you can also add on your LinkedIn profile, and I like that you mentioned the featured section, which I think there are people who use LinkedIn and they don't know about this featured section. So just scroll through your LinkedIn profile and you're going to see a section called the featured section right before your work experiences. And this section allows you to feature things that you want someone who comes to your profile to see first when they come to your profile. And so you can feature things that you're most proud of. It could be a certification, like you've said, maybe you appeared on TV, or maybe you wrote a book, or you did a publication. You can put it on your featured section. The other thing that you could probably think about featuring, and I know this is a new thing, is a video CV. A video CV is a short clip that just demonstrates who you are, what your abilities are, and what value you bring to the table, your educational background, and why a potential employer should hire you. You see, if you send if I have a written CV on one hand, and I have a video CV where I can see this person, they are talking, I can I can connect more with the video CV as opposed to a written CV. And I know in the coming years, video CVs are going to become more and more dominant, and probably the written CVs are going to become obsolete. So if you want to stand out as a job applicant, you also want to consider a video CV. And if you have any challenges in making one, you could always reach out to us.
Another thing on the summary is the email etiquette.
Oh my, I think emails are just especially I think Generation Z and how they write their emails, it can just be a total headache. And sometimes I feel like it's that most of them probably don't know. So you'd see someone sending out a job application with no subject, with no email body. They're just forwarding job applications, and I can guarantee you it's never going to see the light of day. So if you want to stand out as a job applicant, ensure you know what the email etiquette is. When you're sending out a job application, it has a subject. You're writing greetings or dear so and so, and that email has an email body, and you attach your documents in PDF format, because if you attach in using Word, it might get to that other person distorted, and this significantly reduces the chances that you're going to stand out as an applicant. So ensure that you PDF the documents, ensure the email has an email body and it has a subject before you send. And even if they give you a regret, say thank you very much for your email. I was really looking forward to working for this organization, but it's unfortunate that you probably got other candidates who are a better fit. Should another opportunity open up in future, please consider my application. So that email etiquette is really going to help you stand out, so that even if you don't get that job at that particular time, they can always come back to you in future. So just to conclude, when you're sending out applications, remember there are thousands, if not millions, of job applicants. You are fighting for these jobs. So you really want to put your best foot forward in terms of standing out. And when you think about standing out as a job applicant, you're thinking about it the whole process, from the time when you're sending out your CV to the time when you're going for the interviews, and even after the interviews. So when you're sending out the applications, of course, you're ensuring that your CV is visually attractive. So it being visually attractive must be there. The content also must be rich. You're thinking about your modern CV, your ATS CV. Your cover letter needs to be well written for it to stand out. Your LinkedIn profile is also very, very important. You cannot, and I repeat again, you cannot be a serious job applicant in 2022 and not have a LinkedIn profile, or have a LinkedIn profile whose profile picture is a silhouette. It cannot happen in 2022. So your CVs, your LinkedIn profile, your cover letter, they need to be perfectly done. They need to be outstanding. When you're sending out the job applications, that you are putting effort to ensure that your if they ask for an essay or they ask you to submit 200 words, it's well written. When you're going for the interview, you are ensuring you are well dressed, you are carrying yourself with confidence, you are asking all the right questions, you have prepared well for the interview to ensure that you're standing out. After the interview, you're ensuring that you're reaching out to them, whether or not you get the job. You're being kind, you're being polite, you're being professional. And I can guarantee you, if you do all these things, you are going to stand out as a job applicant in 2022. Thank you very much. That's all that we had for today, and we hope to see you next time.